Hey guys, so I want to make this video about the 5x5 workout program. It's like one of the oldest ones going back, I think, 60 years. People like Arnold Schwarzenegger did it, and a lot of athletes have done it. And I think it's really great for both beginner and intermediate, and probably even advanced, to be honest, like routines. To start though, before I get into that, I want to tell you what I did before that I find most effective, but I'm going to go to the 5x5 primarily for squats. So what was I doing before? Before it was a hybrid method, I would call it, between bodybuilding and weightlifting, like heavier for myself, like what I could handle for the compound movements. Compound movements being the deadlift, the squat, the bench press, and I would put pull-ups and rows in there as well for a compound movement on the pull day. And I'm talking about the ones that I primarily used the strength training for, which was the deadlift and the squats and the bench press. So it all comes down to the number of reps you do per set, and then the number of sets you do, and that has to do with the volume of your whole workout. Now, what I would do for my primary movements, which I would do first, I go start from the torso and work my way to my extremities. So for example, for bench press day or bench press and triceps, I would start from my torso, right here, my pecs, and then work my way out to the triceps. And then, you know what I mean? And that principle is one that's very common in even my line of work, which is massage therapy, which is the proximal to distal. In massage, we start proximally and we work distally, and that's kind of the same thing. Now, the other principle in massage is general to specific. So when you think about general exercises, general being the ones that work the whole body, like multiple muscle groups, compared to specific being just working the bicep or your extensors or something, right? So the general ones I'm talking about are ones that are generally more torso and the compound movements. Deadlifts is the one that I've primarily focused on. Now, going back to my original point of my video, which is the 5x5, before I would do that 5 sets roughly, but try to get within the 7 rep range. I was working more with 7s, and then adding weight until I was getting down to the 3 rep range. I wasn't maxing out, but maybe hitting 80 or 90% at most. You know, on some days I would max out, to be honest. So just you'd be surprised how much gains you actually can make when you actually do max out. And that's to do with the whole nervous system as well. Connection with the body, neuromuscular connection. But to go back to the 5x5, because this is the whole point of the video that I want to make, where I'm going to go back to, I think it's the most perfect balance system, especially when I'm taking, if you've watched my last videos, the Anavar, is because I want to get those reps in. I want to get that pump. Anavar is known for the pump, and I need to get the reps in to get the at least 5. But 5, it's not too much, it's not too little, right? It's the right range. And I would even go to 7, to be honest. I would do 7x5, 7 reps, 5 as well for some of these compound movements. So like there's a little bit of variability in there, and but also, like I said before, I think you should always test your max at least once every few months, and even sometimes more. Like I was doing for a while singles, which was on deadlifts specifically again, and bench press for a while, which wasn't going 100%, but it was like 85, 90%, and you just hit it once and give it like a minute or two. Boom, hit it again, right? And that's great, but you're not getting the reps in. You're getting like explosive power, and the number of sets you do is way more than 5, right? So in the end, the number of sets you do kind of works out to the number of reps you're doing because you're doing more sets. But the thing is, though, I'm going on Anavar, especially going to that 5x5 rep range for the compound movements, isolation movements, hitting up to 12, I would say. like on curls, and then even doing drop sets. I like to do drop sets on isolation and doing partials, which is not full range of motions. Funny story, I was at the gym the other day and I was doing tricep extensions, blast and melt, and eventually I just couldn't do them anymore. But I was still repping it out, right? And so I was doing partials. This guy come over, he's like, "Yo, man, you're not even fucking doing full like range of motion." He's trying to give advice, but it was like, okay. I was like, yeah, sure, okay, yeah, oh yeah, you're right, man, yeah, totally. But anyway, yeah, but full range of motion is obviously important. It was just, at the end of my fucking training session, I was just doing a few partials just to get a little bit more of a pump. Okay, going back to the 5x5, most ideal, I would say, best in the past. I've been training for 10 plus years. I'm not like the hugest guy, but I'm like natural up until Monday, actually, which is funny. But I think my advice natural is actually very good and very reputable because I'm somebody who works with the human body and has trained for an extended period of time. And the 5x5 method, highly recommend. Thank you for watching, guys. Peace.